Hard row helps you find more creative ways to play your game. It also helps you learn to pay attention. I think, in my opinion, that people get way too complacent with their stuff. No, Lag Wolf Blade. It is the fires in Los Angeles or the Orange County area. Scopely has put them up on across all U.S. servers to help players that are caught up in that. Yeah, every day is incursion day for me. Like, I don't think people recognize how destructive Black Lotus fucking was. And she was powerful, dude. So she would fucking just murk everybody. Yeah, B's sense of peace is being at war. No, I do not want to be at war. Listen, I tell people all of the time, I am a more aggressive player. I am going to check bases. I am going to try to hunt right up against the edge of the rules. But what I'm trying to get across to everyone, like, for example, Peace Missions, this ship right here. What the fuck is that doing sitting here? Take it home. She's using it to get her miners out here because she wants to have them protected, right? And what I'm saying is that's fucking silliness. Oh. Oh, dude, Black Lotus was just every day she just went and fucking hit everything. Your miners, your fucking bases, your shit that was in transition, shit that was in token space. But, like, I treat everybody the same. There is no difference. And I laugh because I have people from Phoenix who leave Phoenix and they're like, I thought we were cool. And it's like, we can be cool. But you're no longer part of my alliance. You do not get shielded from me. But Black Lotus, man, she changed, I'm telling you, she changed the way that I play the game. Because I looked at it and I was like, I have two choices. I can start to be more like her, or I can be less like her and just get my fucking teeth kicked in. But she was relentless. And I mean that sincerely. I was talking to her one day. This is a true story. I was talking to her. I was in TOS. And I was talking to her about trying to figure out how I could keep the rest of my players off of her radar because she was just pounding us because Tape was hammering her. And I'm like, I just need to understand how to help here. And we were having this great conversation. And then one day, no, Templars of Space, not Terms of Service. And then one day I was just talking to her and I just said something that rubbed her the wrong way. And I don't even remember what it was. Very innocuous. It was kind of like, well, I don't know how to help if you can't help me understand where we're remiss at. And she was like, I'm done talking to you. And I was like, did I say something bad? I'm just trying to understand. And next thing I know, dude, she hit my fucking base. Bam. Just like that. And then she went on a fucking murder spree. And it wasn't just TOS she hit everybody. SFV was getting hit, Borg was getting hit, Phoenix was getting hit, Fafo was getting hit, Howl was getting hit. No. She would log on and get into general chat and be like, afternoon, everybody, and motherfuckers would be like, shield. But I think people spend so much time in the Farmville version of this that they forget that this game is a PvP game that requires PvE production to be able to manage your resource materials. And that's a huge portion of that. Our smaller players, they act like they're the only ones that have ever been hit. Everybody gets hit. Let me see something really quickly.
D3's over here talking shit. She's like, I am not whining about nothing. She's like, I learned how to do this on the big account.
Yeah, and that's my point, though, right? Is that I think D3's mentality is exactly where most of our players that are smaller players should be. It's my turn in the barrel. Someday I will no longer be in the barrel. My length of time in the barrel is going to dictate my successes and failures, and I'm going to learn from it. I want to see something really quickly, though. Give me a second. Re-rank. Here we go. So I have essentially a 2-to-1 KD. I'm going to do simple math. I have 20,000 kills. That means that my ships have been hit 10,000 times in this game. 10,000 times. I'm going to pick on Norgie since he's in my head.
I don't mind being used as an example.
Right? I'm either a good example or a bad example. Just depends upon the day. Norgie has a 0.63, which means that his ships have been hit about 360 times.
Hey, that's up from last night. It was 0.57 last night.
Surge. Let's see where Surge's is at. Surge has a 1.2 KD. He's roughly 3,700 kills. Okay? Which means essentially for every kill he gets a kill, his ships have been hit 3,700 times. My ships have been hit 10,000. I'll bet the majority of the hits against Norgie are as auto grinders or OPC miners. I would say that's true. That's 10,000 losses that I've accumulated just getting my teeth kicked in. Some of them happen in PvP, some of them happen in mining, some of them happen in, whatever. But the point I'm making is that I have 10,000 ships that have been destroyed by somebody other than just fucking around. Most people don't have 10,000 total, just 8,300 kills. So 2-to-1, that means you have 4,000. Roughly speaking. 4,000 of Jeff's ships have been touched. I have 10,000. People need to spend less time worrying about what happens to their precious pixels. Now, I will say, nobody likes to have their shit hit when they're not paying attention or something's going on. It happens to me all the time.
I do.
I'm sorry. There's a new voice in my head. Who is that?
It's a new guest.
Oh. But we spend so much time talking about our littles. Our littles get fucking benefits that most littles don't. See, nobody talks about the benefits that I'm going to pick on D3 because she's in the head. She can fucking tell me, you shut the fuck up. This is not my story, right? D3 doesn't get touched at 30 like other level 30s do because Smog, myself, Gnome, Inigo, right? The savages at the top of our food chain defend her base. And I don't mean we defend it actively. We are inactively defending her base because people are like, yeah, I don't want Phoenix coming back on me. Our 30s,
You're not wrong.
Our lower level players are sheltered. And the problem is when it's time to pay the piper for that shelter, they get really frustrated. And it's like, I don't care. We're an in-game PvP alliance. If this is not where you want to be, feel free to go fucking hang out in D&D. No fucking 3-star, no fucking good shit, no Overwatch, nothing.
I'd like to make it not so PvP like, but B won't let me. He just aggravates the whole server.
No, I'm on my sandbox. Stop. Or I'm on my soapbox. Give me a fucking minute. And so my point with all of this is that it's like, I think that people sometimes don't remember that being the number 2 alliance on the server carries with it some cachet that protects your ass from other people fucking hitting you. Period. And it's something that people don't realize because at the end of the day, it's something that you can't tangibly touch.
No,
Like Serge goes, one of the first things I noticed is I don't get hit unshielded as often right now because people know the moment you fucking touch a Phoenix player, you're going to get touched back. There is a fear factor associated with cracking a base from Phoenix. Just like there's a fear factor of cracking a base from Port. Just like there's a fear factor of cracking a base from 5 if you are not in one of those alliances. People are like, Like, for example, classic example. Last night, we were raiding a port base. Okay? And we had people in our TC say, why is port here? Who cares?
We knew why they were there.
They were there because we hit a base, and they're coming to send a message. Not cool. And what we should have done is we should have said, let's fucking be about it. But instead, we wanted to argue and fucking fight about why they were there. Furthermore, Primarch wasn't even fucking hitting anybody.
Nope, he was just showing off his new shit.
He just flew in there and it was like, what?
No.
I blew up on him 3 times.
But the point I'm making is it shouldn't matter why they're there. We are a PvP alliance in a territory control defense that is a PvP zone. Then fucking PvP.
So on that mark, the majority of us did PvP until we got disheartened because we were getting smacked by the fucking 66.
You shouldn't get disheartened. What you should do is you should learn.
And
Change up your ships.
Change your ships. Go small, fast, and burn.
All ships with burning crews.
Yep. So for me, what I did is I put on my nice brand new complete burning crew with Giorgio,
Perfect.
Soren,
Perfect.
and Nero.
Perfect.
And went in there and made sure that they had repair bills.
Perfect. And that's what should happen, right? Is there's nothing wrong. See, I think people forget that there's... Oh, he's actively grinding. I was like, his ship's just flying in a circle. I've never seen that before.
People feel like they have to win the battles.
Well, and the thing is that nobody likes to lose, right? I'm not saying I like losing. What I'm saying is that there is a benefit to seeing what your ships can do and how well your ships do and learning from what you were taught. Every time your ship gets exploded or your base gets hit, you were taught something. What did you learn from it? I got hit OPC. What did I learn? I learned that they're hunting this and I need to be really careful here. Right? I learned that I constantly get hit when I'm OPC at 8 a.m., but at 10 a.m. I'm fine. The idea is that you should always be taking in information and using said information to be a better, I'm going to call it human, right, than you were the day before. You don't always win. At the end of the day, sometimes you don't win ever. But the idea behind it is that if you're not learning and you're not trying different crews and you're not trying different things, then the idea is that you're stagnant. And then I used to tell my kids when I coached college football, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And here's the logic behind that. Everybody's like, no, I can stay the same. Okay, if you stay the same and I pass you, did you get better or worse?
You got worse.
Everybody is always trying to be better, is going to pass those people who are trying to stay status quo. And we should always be trying to get better, whatever that means. So again, Norgie loves being my whipping boy for this, right? So let me go back to it. Norgie doesn't have all the strike teams. Okay. So he has to be creative in his crews or creative in his ships today. But when he gets those strike teams, guess what he's got to do? He's got to relearn what that looks like now, and he can't relearn that fucking around playing silly-ass reindeer games against nobody. He's got to find somebody at his level. He's got to put the battleship strike team on there. He's got to put the Gul Dukat strike team on there, or he's got to put the Wayun strike team on there. You have that Soren crew that just came out, right? Every time they release new officers, things change. What does the Freeman crew do with these things under deck, right? Like, there is some manipulation that goes on with this. And I know he doesn't watch my stream, but The guy that's fucking really good at that is Tape. Tape is fucking amazing at reading and dude, he is fucking so good at his shit.